Um,
Hi, Montavious.
Hi, Leah.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I see we got our shades on.
Yes. Yeah, designer Montavious K always has to stay and
You always gotta look good.
yeah.
You feel good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Feel great.
That's what we want.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what we're doing. We're just having a little chat with you
Yes, ma'am.
because you're fairly new, aren't
Very,
you?
very newer than maybe even newer than you think I am.
Oh, tell me.
Well,
Or you know, we're gonna keep that a secret.
no, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I've been in this business for around almost 8 months now.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm new.
I was thinking like a year or two.
I'm still like freshman year.
Okay. No, because Michael and I, like I said, you're fairly new to us.
Yes, I'm fairly new
So,
to everything.
right.
I'm like newborn. Maybe I haven't crawled yet.
Oh no, because that's what I was gonna say. Because with SCPW, you're new to us through that organization.
Mm-hmm.
So when we watch, we're like, okay, we can tell he's new, just from our observation and our history, from the wrestling mingle. So we can tell you're new.
Yes, ma'am.
But I didn't think that new.
Yeah, that's what I have a tag on me. I'm very much new.
The ink is not dry.
Nah, not yet, not yet.
Oh my gosh. Well, who are you training with?
I was trained in this business by Bree Saturn and James Barrett.
Oh my gosh.
One of them.
So little Lawless in you.
Little Lawless, not much priest in me really, but we're not gonna go too much into detail about him, This is my time. We're not really gonna talk too much about
I know
that
he has
guy.
an attitude.
Crazy guy. I don't know what happened to him.
Priest Saturn has an attitude.
Priest Saturn is completely crazy, but he'll soon be, out of my way. Out of sight, out of mind.
Oh really? Okay. Because I was gonna say he did drop your name. I will put that out there. I'm not stirring the pot.
He dropped my name.
I'm not stirring no pot.
Okay then. Okay.
But the spoons are going.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna take it out of the oven here in a little bit. How about that?
Okay. All right. But now I wanted to get to know you.
Okay.
Where you come from.
Well, originally I am from Talladega, Alabama, small town. I'm talking about like blink you'll miss it type small town.
Okay.
My high school, it wasn't really that big of a school when I graduated. I graduated with 162 people.
Oh, that's good.
Not too much. Not too much.
Boy, that's half my class.
Way back when. Very, very much small town. Work a small time job. I work for the water department. It's maybe 15, 16 of us that work where I work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been there for 3 years now.
I'm gonna say, yeah. I mean, you got a real job. You got real responsibilities.
I can either, me being a wrestler and also me working for the water department. I can either make or break your day.
I was gonna say,
just saying.
Indie wrestling does not pay the bills, folks. It does not.
It does not pay the bills, people. So stop asking me. Stop asking.
Because a lot of people have that misconception that you guys make bank, and I tell you right now, as indie wrestling, they do not make bank.
Do not make bank.
They don't. So you're in it for the love of the sport, because I do call it a sport.
Yes.
Because you are putting your body in the line.
It's very much physical. So for all the fake and all that crap, no,
yes.
that's bullshit. Sorry.
No, you tell it like
very much because of the fact that if it's fake, let me suplex you on the ground and you tell me how real it is.
Yes.
How real the pain is.
Because I will say, back in my day, we'll say many moons ago.
A lot of moons.
I did dabble in some wrestling. Not personally wrestling. I never wrestled. Don't want to be a wrestler. I never want to even give the idea of that.
Choke slam once. Yes,
I was choke slammed because I wanted to know the feel. Yes. I mean, we're talking a 6'4", 5" big guy named Bubba. His name was Bubba, and he was a big guy. And he and I were just talking, and I was like, I mean, you're not really like grabbing and like, He's like, okay, come here. I'm just going to throw all your ideas in your head out.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he grabbed me by the throat. But I know the hold that you do when you do the throat and you're ready to slam somebody. And the first time he slammed me.
The first time there was more than one.
Yes, the first time he slammed me, it was a lesson. It was a definite lesson because the breath
Okay. Hold on.
exploded out of me.
Can I stop you right there?
Okay.
How did it feel? It's, for all the people they say it's fake. How did it feel?
Exactly. That's where I'm going with. Because the breath in me absolutely escaped my soul. I will say that. So I know when you guys get slammed, I'm like, oh, ouch, that hurt. Because I can feel it for you.
All I have to say is adrenaline, adrenaline. But I promise you, I cannot tell you how many Sundays I've woke up. I'm talking about. I get up to piss. I'm just like, you know what? Maybe it's time for new sheets, anyways. I'm talking like it hurts. That's the thing. You name something that is fake that hurts. Like you tell me
Something that's fake that hurts?
something that is fake that hurts. Because the definition of fake is me just non-existent, right? I'm sitting right here in front of you as a wrestler,
yes,
correct?
Not real.
Exactly. Am I real?
You're very real.
Okay then. Thank you, America.
That's why I give you guys props because I know that feeling. So when you're for us on the other side, I will say on the other side of that ring, when we hear that pop, that bang, that pow on that mat.
Oh, that's not sound effects.
I cringe on the inside. Like,
there are no sound machines or none of that. Everything you hear, real. All of it.
It's all real.
I promise you. All of it is real.
And my body just cringes because I'm like, oh, that hurt. I know
do
that
not
hurt.
use the word do not use the word fake. I like to use the word predetermined.
Predetermined. Okay.
Predetermined. That is a good term to describe it because of the fact that everything we do in that ring is very much real. Like
yes.
The blood, the sweat, the tears, all that is real. All of that pain, that's real. It's predetermined. Like so.
When you're getting kicked in the face, you're getting kicked in the face.
Exactly. Well, I haven't experienced that.
When you hear the pop,
too much.
Folks, when you hear the pop, and we all love it on this side, we want to hear that pop. Like, yeah, get him. It hurts.
Exactly.
It really hurts.
I can't get kicked in the face too much. Guys, please. Future opponents, please. This is where I make the money here.
They're going for
I have 3 kids to support here.
Hey, they're going for you. You know it. Do you feel it? Do you feel like you're being coming at a little?
I feel like a lot of people are coming at me, name dropping me and, interviews and crap like that. But I'm not going to waste too much time on them. Those people that's fake right there. That's non-existent.
Now, since we're talking about, you see the slams, you hear all the talk of rotator cuffs getting
I haven't experienced that.
Back problems and leg and knee and neck and
exactly.
You get your nose broke.
How does something fake do that?
Well, why would you want to do that to yourself? Why do you want to get in this business? Since you've been in it this early.
Short amount of time.
Well, why?
Why do I want to get into the business?
Why?
I mean, for me personally, there's no plan B. I never grew up wanting to be a doctor, fireman, police officer, any of that. I've always wanted to be a professional wrestler. The thing is, but when I grew up, I didn't have very many friends that was like, oh, let's go watch Raw, or, have you seen this, that? I didn't have very many friends to discuss it with, really. So now, as I'm an adult, I can kind of, just be out, like, hey, y'all like football, all this crap. I like professional wrestling. That's my dream right there. That's my passion.
Where did it come from?
Must say, you said, where did it come from?
Yeah. Did you grow up looking at certain wrestlers, going,
I got
that's
into
a cool
wrestling.
guy, I want to be that?
I got into wrestling when I was around 12 years old. My aunt actually got me into professional wrestling. Thank you for that, by the way.
Whose aunt?
My aunt Tamara. She got me into professional wrestling. I remember I was spending a weekend at her house one weekend, and they were viewing WrestleMania, I think 27. And the first match I ever saw was Triple H and The Undertaker. And I just thought, okay, that's pretty cool. But, I kind of brushed it off, like my peers,
That was fake.
yeah, I kind of brushed it off. And then, I think I ended up being sick a couple of weeks later. And I ended up, staying home and I was watching it. And then I was like, that was, pretty cool. Like I'm gonna check it out every once in a while. I watched every fucking week for 14 years, multiple times a week in my
You
free
got
time.
hooked.
Yeah, I got hooked. I mean, call me a fish on a line. I'm stuck. I'm not coming off of it. I'm
So
sorry.
that's when you're like, I want to find a way to get into the business.
See, I kind of, but the thing is, I felt like it was an unrealistic dream because wrestlers, it used to be like they're larger than life. They're more like these larger than life characters.
Right.
So I was like, I'm this small guy. At the time, I'm like, between 75 and 100 pounds. And I'm like, there's no way that I'm gonna be like that. And so I loved it, but thing
Okay.
is, I didn't feel like it was a possibility for me. And then a couple years went by. I got in great shape. When I say great shape, I'm talking great shape.
Okay.
So then I reached out to Priest, who
Okay.
he wasn't Priest Saturn at the time,
Okay.
but I reached out to him, kind of, like, hey, can you help me, figure out a way? How do I get into this business? And life happened, and I kind of had to put it on the back burner. So like the older I got, I was just kind of like, maybe it's just not meant to happen for me. And and James Barrett. One day I saw a post that he made on Facebook, promoting, an upcoming show that he had. I had no idea he was a wrestler at the time. So I reached out to him, like, hey, like, where's the show at? I want to come check it out. Went and checked out the show. It was a show called SLW. They're not
Okay.
currently running. But I went out, I checked out that one show, and my passion for the business it's never been at an all as high as it is now. So then I was like, I can do this. I can make this happen. It's right here for me. I can make it happen. So I reached out to the promoter. His name is Joey Sartain. Great guy. Reached out to him, talked to him. I was like, hey, I want to, get into the business. Can you help me out? He told me a date. He was like, come at this time. And training started just like that. And not too long after, they kind of put a halt to the show. So then, for a couple months, I just kind of like, maybe things happen for a reason. Maybe I'm just not meant to make it in this business. So I was just like, just let me just stop it. Then I can't remember exactly what moment it was that happened, but then I was just like, nah, I can't give up. I already started. I'm not one to start something and not finish it. That's just who I am as a
Okay.
person. So I reached out and I was like, hey, y'all know they haven't really been running, but they haven't been running. That doesn't mean that I can't run.
Right.
So I reached out to James and Priest, and they were like, okay, then, come tag along with us. We have a show coming up in Georgia, BZCW,
Okay.
another promotion that I'm working at. And I went out with them, trained with them at that show, and now here I am.
So, every one of y'all, once y'all get in the ring and start training,
Yes, ma'am.
it's in your blood. It's like you get a taste for it and you want another taste and another
Yes.
taste. It's like the best drug to have.
There's nothing that can keep me out of this ring.
See, it's the best drug to have.
During training, when I first started training in this business, I had my first training session. By the second one, I like broke the crap out of my finger, and like I was in the ring like the next month, training with a splint on my hand. I'm talking about immense pain. Every time you hit that mat, just
Oh yeah, you're gonna
pain.
hit it again and again.
It was then when I was hitting that mat and I could feel that pain, from that. I was like, bro, you gotta push through it. You gotta push through it. And then once I pushed through it, I was like, bro, this is my calling. This is what I'm meant to. This is what I'm meant to do in life. So
You've met the right people at the right time.
I feel like that's what it is.
It's just a progression from there.
I was as I stated earlier, a couple years back, I had reached out to Priest Saturn, Then life happened. I ended up having a car accident, and I couldn't work for a while. So you can't get up and go to work. You damn sure can't get up and go to wrestle.
Yeah.
So I feel like life happened at that time for me because of the fact that maybe it just wasn't my time. Maybe God knew that if He put me in that position at that time,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like right place, wrong time for me.
Gotcha.
Like this is where you need to be, but right now is not the time for you. You have to mature more. So after, I started training in this business after 7 years.
Okay.
7 years, that's when that bug bit me again. That bug that's like, okay.
You just never let it go.
You have to, you never really let it go.
You just never let it
That's
go.
like,
It's like, I want to do this. I'm gonna do it.
It's not a want. It's more like a need. I need to do this.
Okay.
I need to accomplish it because of the fact that if not now, then when? Because of the fact that, as I said at the beginning of this interview, there's no plan B for me.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't be a wrestler, who is Montavious? Who am I? If I can't be a wrestler, there's no plan B. I mean, what am I going to do? Have a regular job for the next 40, 50? I'm 27. What am I going to do for the next 40 years?
Hey, you can be like the rest of us.
Oh, no. No. Please don't bring him out. Please.
You
But
can be like lovely little people out here.
If I'm being completely honest, there's no plan B for me. Like,
Okay.
it's wrestling or nothing. If I never make it big time in this business, I will be remembered one way or the other. If I don't make it big time, I will be one of the biggest names on the independent scene to never make it.
Okay.
And that's not,
That's not
a promise. That is a guarantee.
I was gonna say that's not
a lawless guarantee. That's just a plain old guarantee.
Okay.
There's no way that I will be remembered.
It's not a knock at the indie industry.
No, it's not at all. That's the thing.
Indie is.
If you don't mind me
raw.
for just a second, the dream was always to wrestle. That was always the dream for me. It was never to wrestle on the big stage.
Okay.
The dream was to wrestle. But then if I ever make it to that big stage, then the dream just continues to grow bigger.
Okay.
I mean, so right now I'm living the dream. The dream was never to be a WWE superstar or any of that.
Okay.
But if I ever make it there, then that dream just continues to grow.
That's where I was going to go. I was like, okay, where you want to take Montavious? Where you want to take
Straight to the top.
Just as far as you can go.
As far as my legs will take me, and also a wheelchair. I promise you, I will do this into my 70s if I have to.
Yeah, I stopped asking all of you guys. Well, how long do you think you're going to be able to do this? How long?
As long as it takes.
I'm going to
That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give you a number. As long as it takes.
Trust me, I'm very close to an individual who's been out of the game just a very few years, and he is itching to get back in the game. And I'm saying like, no, don't do that.
Why would you tell him not to do it? I mean, I told you, once that wrestling bug bites you, once it bites you, it's there. There's no medicine, none of that. Yeah. It's there.
Yeah.
Wrestling is unlike any other sport. I'm sorry, it's just not.
I told you, it's a sport.
It's not like anything you've ever seen. It's not.
And that's why I appreciate the indie wrestling. Because I've never seen a group of people. I'm not going to say guys because I've seen the girls too, which I would love to interview some girls. But the indie wrestling organization itself, y'all are the hardest working people.
Yeah, because of the fact this isn't our main job. It's not. The thing is, us indie wrestlers, a lot of us, we work all throughout the week, and then even on our off days, where are we? We're in your site. Where you can see us in that ring. There's nobody else. Even the people at the higher level, that's their main source.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We have to work harder than they have to work.
Well, it's kind of like, I don't know how you feel about him, but I don't know if you know who he is. I'm sure you do. Jamie, the Wizard.
Okay, yes.
He taught me.
Okay.
There's wrestling and a wrestler. Where are you? Are you wrestling or are you a wrestler?
I'm a wrestler. I'm sorry. There are people who want to wrestle. Who want to wrestle. There's people who want to be a wrestler. There's a distinct difference.
There is a difference.
There is a difference. The thing is, in this business, we have what we call 40-mile guys. There are people who are only going to wrestle as far as their car will take them. then there's me. I'm gonna go wherever I feel is going to benefit not only me but the people who was gonna build my fan base.
Okay.
I don't want to sit right here and just come out, body slam,
Hmm.
whatever. As I said, no plan B. This is it for me.
Right.
I don't want to wrestle all my life. I want to be a wrestler all my life. That's it. That's it for me.
And how'd your family feel about it?
How did my family? I grew up in a non-wrestling household, So,
Well, you mentioned your aunt, so I was
well,
like,
my aunt. Well, I said
I was like-
non-wrestling household.
okay,
In the household I grew up, I didn't grow up at my aunt's house.
okay.
I didn't. So, I kind of, once
She
I
just
started liking
introduced
wrestling,
you.
just kind of like
She just kind of dabbled in
exactly,
front of you.
just like, hey, like, look at this. Next thing you know, I'm like,
That's
I
awesome.
like nothing else. So, so growing up in that household, like I never walked in the living room in Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, Impact. None of that was ever on TV.
Okay.
So it was kind of just like okay, I watch it and then I had to like hold it. And then my first friend, if I'm being honest, my first friend that I actually had that was a wrestling fan, it was when I was in 8th grade. And you can call it what you want, but my first wrestling friend was actually my teacher. One day I was at lunch and I was I was just talking about I can't remember exactly who I was talking to it about. Most likely they didn't give a shit. They didn't, because they care about football, basketball, shit like that. I don't care about that. But I was talking about it, and then next thing you know, my English teacher just out of nowhere, just like, oh, like so and so. I'm like, holy shit, this motherfucker knows ball. Like, wait a minute.
Like this guy knows what
So
I'm
then
talking
next
about.
thing you know, like all the time we just kind of talk back and forth about it, and then throughout high school, I still really didn't have many people I could talk to it about, and then I became really close with this guy that worked with my mom. He now has become, my brother.
Okay.
A brother isn't by blood. It's someone, that you have that bond
It's
with.
a chosen.
He's not my brother. His name is Jamari. He was like my first like actual friend that I could talk wrestling with. I could just call him up and just spit out a name and we could have a fucking hour and a half long conversation about one name. That's my bro right there. That's my brother right there.
You need people like that.
Exactly, and the thing is, over the years, it's just grown. Now, all of a sudden, I become a wrestler, and now everyone likes wrestling. Where were you people?
It
Come
took
on.
a little inspiration. You had to be the little.
Exactly, they're just like, oh, okay, then I like it, but I'm not gonna say anything,
Oh, so your family's perfectly cool.
Yeah,
with
but
it?
now that I'm a wrestler, now all of a sudden. That's how I know. I love my family to death, but I know that the only reason they come to shows is to support me because, as I said, I grew up in a non-wrestling household. So, and growing up, I never played, football. I was never a sport player. I was into the books. There ain't no fucking books on wrestling. There's not.
Yes,
So, when I approached my family, like, hey, I think I'm fixing to start training to become a professional wrestler. My mom was like, like she was happy for me. My brothers, my wife, all them, like, go for it.
Yeah, right.
And then my stepdad, like, son, what if you get hurt? You get hurt, you can't work. And all of a sudden, now he's like, I'm proud of you, son, and thank you for that. Thank you, because that pushed me. That pushed me right there. I go out and I do my damn best now. And I try not to get hurt. That's all I can do.
Oh, well, like we said, it's nothing fake.
It's just physical. That's it. It's physical. Any sport, your sons play football. They didn't get hurt. So,
there you go. See?
Same thing.
There's risk in every sport.
Exactly. I can go walk outside on the porch and break my ankle. So, yeah. Now I'm just doing it, in front of people, and I'm enjoying myself. I don't enjoy myself breaking my ankle.
Well, what about your girl?
My wife?
Yeah. What your girl think about this?
Oh my God.
I mean, is she okay?
She
said there's a difference between wrestling and a wrestler, and you want to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
So how does she feel about?
She just don't want to work. She said, if you get rich, I'm not going to work. That's basically what she told me.
That's smart.
But I really appreciate the fact that she's very supportive of it. Like since I've started, like my wife has had a job where like her scheduling would give me that availability that That's the right word. Availability to where I can go out and live my dream. So like I feel like that's why I feel like now is the right time for me to get into the business because the fact that I hate to quote him because he's such a freaking douchebag, but just like Priest Saturn says, the stars are kind of aligning for me, and
I'm gonna say he's got an
so
attitude.
yeah, but she's
right.
very much supportive of it, and there have been plenty of my shows that like I'm driving 3 hours because I have to because I'm on the show.
And she watches.
Yeah, she comes to some of my shows. It's been a while because she switched jobs, but same scheduling as far as off day. But yeah, she comes out to the shows. She was there with me when I won my first title. All that. It's just she's great. We've been together for 11 years now.
Awesome.
It's great.
Well, see, not to grow up in a wrestling household.
That's how I know it's meant to be.
Exactly.
This isn't just no fanboy shit. Sorry again, but it's not. This is who I'm meant to be.
Yes. And if they gave you grief, we'll just say they gave you a little bit of grief, like, oh no.
Oh, it's fake. It's fake. You're gonna get hurt. How do you get hurt doing fake shit?
But you said they